So I'm about to take the van apart for winter and put everything away. And I thought this is a good time for a van tour. So welcome to our van. It is a 2020 Dodge Grand Caravan, fold and go seats. And we bought it in July of 2023. So it's done us just over a year's worth of adventuring, and it's done well. All right. So this is our home away from home. This is probably about the 5th way we've had it set up so far. And this one we've had all this year pretty much. And it's worked the best so far. The bed is just a twin bed. It is a aluminum frame that we've cut down. Just an aluminum twin frame that we cut down, and just to this size. And it's just long enough for me. And when it's summer, I basically sleep on the bed and Bo sleeps here on the floor. And in the winter, though, we will move me to the other end. Move the water jug out of the way. And we have these two storage cubes that come over. The water jug goes in here to hold them in place. And then that's an extension of the bed area. So Bo can stretch out down here and I can lay in beside him up here. So it gives extra space at the bottom for him. And this configuration is what we found to work for us. So these cubes have been great because they are, let's get my shoes out of here. These cubes have been great because they're stylish, so they actually look good, but they're also functional. I can use them as extra seating or a footstool, or like I said, extra bed space for him. And they are also storage. So like this one, I keep cleaning supplies, garbage bags, wipes, fire starter kits, all that kind of stuff in this one. And then in the other one is pretty much all Bo's stuff. So like his toys, treats, and then cords for our solar panel setup as well. And they just slide in to place over here. And we like to have lots of extra blankets because just in case we needed them. So there we go. Underneath the bed, we have our clothes baskets. So there's 3 of them. There's one here, here, and here. We have pants, sweaters and t-shirts, and then tank tops and underwear and all that down there. You want to come camping with us too one day? Hey, you want to come with us too? What are we doing? Behind me, I have a light. And then I keep all like my books and pens and stuff over here. We have reflective window covers that I just made. I put like a pretty Mac tack on the side that goes in the car so that it's a little prettier. Makes it a little homey instead of just like a big car. And then reflectives for the back to help keep the sun out. And we put these on for privacy when we need them. The back ones I just leave up permanently because I don't use those windows much. And the side ones I'll put up if I need to. For the back, there is this curtain that is not 100% blackout, but it works enough for the kind of camping we currently do. If I want to go more like do a lot more boondocking, we're going to need to fix that, which I plan on doing next year. But yeah, we'll fix that eventually. And then we also have our mosquito curtains, which are basically just shears that I've added tape to, or Velcro tape to, and they Velcro to the sides. And they're just tack screws into the ceiling as well. And these help keep the bugs out, add a little more privacy as well when we're sitting at camps. There is one on each door, each side door. And so we can have a full cross breeze if we need to. And for blocking out the front, I've got these blackout curtains from Walmart. And I just kind of tied them in half because we only need them in the half size. And the pole is basically a broomstick handle from the dollar store. And then I put these little S hooks on each side and just hooked the broom handle into them. And we can just close this up when we need to. And it blocks out light and it blocks out anyone from seeing in as well. So we just, or when we're driving, pull them together. And voila, we can go driving. I also have my little camping toilet here as well. I keep a towel on top of it just to kind of keep it from looking so ugly because it's not the best looking thing ever. And it's basically you just put a bag in there and there's gel stuff. So you put a bag in and then there's gel deodorizer that you put in and it just solidifies kind of everything or gels it up at least. So it doesn't stink and all that. So that is for emergencies and like through the night kind of thing. Traveling with a dog and camping with a dog can get kind of tricky when it comes to bathrooms because I can't bring him in with me everywhere. And when it's crazy hot out, can't leave him in the car by himself, or I can't leave him in the car by himself throughout the night as well. So that's for emergency situations. And you just kind of get used to it. It's what it is. Garbage can. This corner we have our USB fan that we can use when plugged into power or when we're off power as well, because it can charge, run off a charge, but it also charges, uses less power to charge as well. So we can use our battery backup for that. Have another little light that actually has magnets and you can stick to the back of the van out here for when we're cooking in the kitchen. Little electrical outlet thingies with USB ports and that. So when we're on power, I just plug this into the extension cord and I can plug like my other fan that we have here. That runs off more power, needs more power. And then charge our phones and everything as well. Toiletry bag that I keep all my like bathroom stuff in, deodorant, hair things, shampoo, conditioner, sunscreen, all that just sits here. So on this side of the bed, I basically have an extra piece of the foam that is the bed, which is basically a 4-inch mattress and a 2-inch mattress. I started with the 2-inch. It was not enough. And then I moved to the 4-inch, which in the back of the SUV, it was enough. Once I got into here on the plywood base, I felt I needed the extra padding. So I just put the two on top of each other and it works. This extra piece sits here, so it gives me extra space, like the extra blanket would go here while I was sleeping. Kind of a little extra arm room to put my arms and stuff. Underneath, we have the clothes on the other side, and here we've got our dog food on this side, and a pull-out bin that has, put this up here for now, a pull-out bin that has like Bo's clothes, my hiking bag, our collapsible buckets, and my rain jacket and my puffy jacket. So those are always accessible. And then, boom, you can't see anything as well. I also keep in all the little nooks and crannies of the door. Like I have bug spray handy on this side, air freshener on that side, and yeah, just so we can get all that. And on the passenger side, which is Beau's seat, we have kind of built it up so that he has lots of space to kind of stretch out while we're driving. And I think this is an important tip for when you're traveling with dogs, is create a space that they can be comfortable in and safe in. So it's enough space for him, but it's not too much that he's flopping around all the time. And he's great. He actually climbs up in here and he'll just lay across the whole thing with his head on the pillow there by me. And I'll just kind of pet him the whole way. Underneath we have like his outdoor blanket or mat for around the campfire and stuff. That's kind of waterproof stuff, fabric. And then extra towels help build that up as well, because we can never have enough towels. When you have a dog that loves to swim, I always need lots of towels. This isn't even all of them that I usually shove in there. So this area is also our garage, technically. We have his leash. I have a extra short leash, and I have a I don't know, I think it's like 20 feet or something, maybe, I don't know. It's a really long lead that I will tie to a picnic table or a tree, and he can have kind of freedom to roam around our site. Citronella gel candles for when it's buggy season. We have this is a 50-foot extension cord. I should have an 100 because some places require a really long one, but so far a 50 and a 25 have got us everywhere we need to be. I have a garage bin, which has things like an extension cord, our dry box for when we're on the paddleboard, duct tape, because you can never have enough duct tape. I have a battery power, or a battery booster for the car in case I run out of power. And I have a little inflator for tires as well. Oh, and a mallet for hitting in tent pegs if I need to as well. And then we keep wedges as well in case we need to wedge the car if we're close to an edge of or a ravine or a lake or anything like that. Because when we're moving around in the car at night, it can kind of jiggle it a little. And there's been some instances where I was like right up on the edge of like a drop off, and I didn't have these at that point, but I got these when I got home from that trip. I also have our pegs for the awning, and our mosquito netting and curtain are up here as well. So that kind of all sits up here and just fills in this space so that Beau can have a nice little seat for him for when we're traveling. And these are all accessible, like the cord is accessible very quickly when I get to a site. I can plug this in very easily. I want that accessible because often I'm getting in really late at night. So not having to root around and move too much stuff around is important to me, which is why I've set this up the way I have. Basically, so we can drive in and set up within minutes and easily. In the door, I have Beau's bug spray and our mosquito things for the windows as well. I have one for side window and one for the front window. The other sides live in my door. And yeah, they just stay in there. So we're just using nooks and crannies. The back of the van is basically our kitchen. Ta-da! I've kind of delegated this space for kitchen because it's just easier to work out of here when I'm cooking, but I can also access through the back here. I can lift up the mattress a little bit and still access the food and all that if we're stuck inside, and access the cooler and pretty much everything except the cooking stuff, which I don't really cook in the van anyway, so it works. We have dry food storage here. I also keep my fuel canister, filters, extra towels and stuff in the top drawer. Other dry goods over here, like soups or noodles, that kind of thing. I always have backups because I've gotten stuck where my cooler's broken on me, or I forgot things at home, like half the things I needed for a meal. So I always have backups now of like food I can make and still like eat well with. And then we have all our cutlery, spices, and all our dishes as well in here. Up top here, we have our cooler. It's an electric cooler, but it also works as a actual cooler as well. So if we don't have power, because it draws too much electricity for my power station, I will just put ice packs in it and just use it as a regular cooler, and it works like that as well. And then our kettle and our dish soap and our oil and our cleaner. The cleaner is basically vinegar with orange essence, so kind of safe for nature. And then we have our kitchen box, which I kind of splurged on this a little bit, but I've actually really loved it. And basically you've got my hot plate here, pots and pans. I always get the small version of everything because we are limited on space. And it's got a little sink as well, which I can do my dishes in. It's collapsible, so when there's no dishes in it, it just folds up completely. Prep space as well. I can use the top of this as prep space as well. It works great for that. And I also have a little drawer that I keep all my cooking utensils in. I just got these at Walmart. I think they're like $3 each, $2 or $3 each. And it's great because I love the color, but also they're small versions of all these. So it doesn't take up a ton of space. So when you have space that's limited, small versions are great because I don't need a large spatula. I don't need a large spoon. I even have my little mini knife as well from Epicure from when I used to sell that. So that all gets kept in that drawer. And that is our kitchen. There we go. And come on up to my other garage. This is our storage for everything outdoors. So we've got our mat that we always put down beside the van so that we don't track in too much dirt. My little tables up here, my paddleboard, our tent for the back hatch is in here. My chair is in here as well, and our life jackets are on the other side, along with the oar and the pump for the paddleboard as well. So we stuffed all that in here. At first the chair didn't fit, but I strap it really tight and pull it tight, and I can get it all in here. So this is also our awning, which I don't love, but it has worked most of the season, except for when it came crashing down on us at Samuel de Champlain. But other than that, it has done its job enough. For the cost, it is fine for what I paid for it. I think it was like $169. It was under $200. I know that much. So it wasn't crazy expensive, and I can tell. But yeah, for what it is, it does a decent enough job. And until it's completely broken and unusable, we'll just continue with it because it's what we've got. So it's not a necessity to upgrade that at this time. There's other upgrades I want to make before I do upgrade this. So that's our van, and it's been a year, and it has served us well. For the kind of camping that we do, the weekend adventurers that we are, it works great. I don't think I could do long term in this, so we will have to look into upgrading when we get to that point, which we are working towards. But in the meantime, this works. And my advice to anyone else who's trying to build some sort of camper vehicle or turn their vehicle into some sort of camper is just start with what you've got. Don't go out and buy a ton of stuff right away, which is what I did, and I regret it because half of it I didn't end up using and I wasted so much money. Start with what you've got. Take an air mattress, take your blankets and pillowcases, whatever you've got, your cooler, a small little camping stove, and just go out and camp and figure out along the way what is important to you, because not all of us camp the same way. Not all of us adventure the same way. Not all of us travel the same way. So what works for us in here, if any of this gives you ideas for yours, great, go for it. But at the same time, it might not work for you. And I would suggest just trying, going out there and just starting. You don't need a perfect setup right away. Even this isn't a perfect setup yet. There's things I need to change and adjust for next season. There's things I wish I had that I just won't be able to either in this van or afford anytime soon. So, but it's it works for us. And I just suggest going out and finding out what works for you. And just figure it out along the way. We don't need to stop adventuring, stop getting outside, stop getting out into the world just because we think we don't have what it takes to get there, or we don't have the means, because a lot of the times we do. You don't have to go far. You don't have to quit your job and travel the world. You don't have to give up everything. You can just take the times that you get, those weekends, those vacation days, the long weekends that are given to us, all those, just take them, take advantage of them, and use those to the best of your means. You don't have to go far. There is so much in most of our backyards that are our little areas, our little towns that we've probably never experienced. We don't even know existed because they're there all the time. But go out, experience your own area like a tourist. Experience your own town like a tourist, and you'd be shocked. We have traveled far in this van this year, a lot farther than we did last year, and a lot farther than I had originally anticipated this year. And there's so much more farther that I want to go with it. So yeah, go out, just grab what you have, get in your car, and go and find your adventure.